Hi, I'm Caleb Garrison, and you're watching Panther News. A massive shooting at the First Baptist in Sutherland Springs left 26 people dead yesterday morning, including 8 members from the same family. The gunman allegedly began shooting outside the church, then entered and continued firing. He was later chased by a neighbor and died a short distance later. Over 20 people were also injured in the shooting. There will be an information session this Thursday during tutorials in the small band hall for students interested in joining the Winter Color Guard. Open tryouts will be next week. Color Guard is a co-ed competitive activity and no experience is required to join. Last year, the Winter Color Guard won the bronze and gold medals and was the 5A state champion. MHS made national news this weekend after Navy Chief Danny Melton surprised Senior Jace at the football game Friday night. Reports have been carried on most local TV stations and ABC News. President Trump is in Japan today to visit with that country's leaders and discuss many topics, including potential war tactics against North Korea. During the first stop of 5 Asian country visits, President Trump fed the koi fish and participated in several other cultural acts that the Japanese participate in to show his respect. Tomorrow, the polls are open for several state amendments, along with several bond issues for City of Midlothian residents. Voting will be available from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. And now time for the question of the day. All of the following nations were under Axis control except A, Poland, B, the Soviet Union, C, France, or D, the Netherlands. There's also a trivia question. How many fingers do the Simpsons cartoon characters have? Is it A, 4, B, 5, C, 3, or D, 6? And now to Ayana with sports.
Thank you, Caleb. Panther football crushed Red Oak Friday night to win our senior night game. Red Oak scored on their opening drive, but Midlothian then immediately answered back with a touchdown scoring drive of their own, tying the game at 7. The Panthers added 2 more scores in the second quarter and took a 21-13 lead into halftime. After the break, Midlothian never looked back as they grabbed the win, with a final score of 34-20. At his last home game, senior Landry Songer went out in style as he carried the ball 28 times for 238 yards and 5 touchdowns, while junior Nolan Samick added 64 yards on the ground. Defensively, Thomas Kirk came away with 5 total tackles and Avery Gibson had an interception. Panther volleyball is playing tomorrow night at Cedar Hill High School at 7 o'clock. They are taking on Red Oak in the 3rd round of the playoffs. The Cowboys defeated Kansas City yesterday with a score of 28-17. That's all for sports. Back to you.
And the answer to the question of the day is B, the Soviet Union. And the answer to the trivia question is A, 4. Well, that's all for Panther News today. Thanks for watching. Remember to go to and go Panthers.